Hey, what's up, all you addicts out there? Welcome to the Addicted Fishing Podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. We got a bunch of people in the building tonight. We got Nick Popoff, Cameron Black, and Josh Handy in the studio. We're going to be talking springers. Thanks so much if you're tuning in on YouTube. Please tap that subscribe button if you're just now tuning in. We are Addicted Fishing. We talk all things fishing. All the content on this channel is fishing related, and we're talking salmon, steelhead, walleye, bass, kokanee, crappie, pretty much anything that swims. We're talking about it.
Anything
Right.
Soon to be lean cod bonfish.
Anything the Northwest has to
offer.
And we're going to be branching out to other places soon. Other places very, very soon.
I can't wait.
Thanks so much for tuning in with this, guys. We appreciate you guys listening. If you're on iTunes or Google Play or any of those, please leave us a review. Tap us a little review. Let us know how you like this podcast. Give us some feedback if you want to see us change things, anything like that. It really helps when you leave us a review, so please do that. And we got some flashy things on the table right here.
That's right.
Some flashy things.
Like flashing the camera here. With the chrome short.
With the chrome. Cam.
It's springer season, so we got to talk flashers. So we've got a bunch of little short bus flashers out here. For all you guys on YouTube, you can see that. And all you guys on podcasts, well, we can tell you about it.
All you guys on iTunes that are listening to us, go subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
But no, we're talking springer fishing. So the Columbia has started off with the cold start. By the time you guys are getting this, though, we're really thinking that light switch is going to turn on. Right now, I think Kevin Gray just threw out the first ODF and W check with something like 44 fish caught for 2,300 angler trips.
I think it was 27.
2,700 angler trips.
Yeah.
Really, that
27 other angles.
2,700 angler trips.
Cameron's own language he just invented on this podcast. We call it gibberish.
2,700. For those of you on the podcast, you can see the look I'm giving Marlon right now. I'm going to slap his face. Anyways. But no, I mean, 44 fish caught is what they think for 28 or 2,700 angler trips.
Damn.
Dude, that's crazy. That's
you have to think about
that. 1 in 20?
It's March, but what's the water temps doing? Like they look like
it's 39,
February water
It was
temps.
39 degrees like a week ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of these trips are, super early season water. I don't know.
But even then from March,
That's right.
He's smart, man. He's smart, man.
Cameron's not even really fishing.
I'm not either.
He's got a couple of his clients that are like, dude, just take me out there. I have to get out there. I don't care if I hook anything. And then you end up hooking stuff, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, we got a couple. I landed a couple springers yesterday and saw a couple more caught. And I thought, all right, things are kind of going on a little bit. But no, I've been kokanee fishing. I steelhead fish today. Had a great day steelheading. Never saw another angler.
I've been bass fishing.
Yeah,
I'm chasing large bass.
I did do a
shedding too. Is there anything else?
No, I had a 12 fish day steelhead fishing yesterday.
30.
And you're going to quit doing that?
Hey, you guys want to know how many times I fished with Pop-Us this year? 0. Because every time I tried to fish with him, he bailed on me.
Lies.
Yep, every time.
All lies.
Every time. Because he knows what we're going to do is go down there and we're only going to catch like a half a fish. It'll be like
and that's usually what happens. Every time Cameron comes with me, it's like the world's worst fishing.
It's so true.
It's jinxed. Well, before we get too crazy and derailed in this podcast, Cam, let's talk a little bit about what you've been working on really heavily, and addicts have been trying to help out this hatchery and wild thing. Talk a little bit about it.
So before we get into the talk of doom and gloom because the lower river, Columbia River's closed and there's no this fish. No, we've been working on with Hatchery and Wild Coexist. It's a kind of a campaign that's just trying to put a lot of focus on the fact that not all hatchery fish are created equal, and that there are some positive benefits to having hatchery fish, brood-stocked hatchery fish within our systems, and also to that hatchery fish do not have the detrimental effect that the common knowledge used to have back in the early 2000s. So, funny story is out of the 22 studies that have been in our area, out of the Northwest, 7 of them have shown a negative effect towards hatchery fish, towards wild populations. 4 of them have shown a positive effect, but then a lot of them have shown no effect. But one thing to differentiate is that some of those negative effects were with out-of-basin segregated stocks that necessarily aren't used. And we understand no longer used. But the craziest thing about it, I took all those studies today, and Hatchery and Wild Coexist. It's on the main page. We've got a whole list for all the studies for all you anglers out there. You can go check out yourself. But I looked at the publishing date on when these studies were conducted. And all the negative, if you rolled them all up and averaged it out, the year was 2006.
Wow.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time
average was 2010. all the no effect, which is just as important to a sport angler.
I think
was 2012
more important almost. Yeah.
So as you can see, as the science has progressed and has kind of moved forward, and we've gotten better and we've gotten smarter, and things that we've tried haven't worked and have worked, you've noticed that, okay, as the science is moving and advancing, we're finding that, okay, what's really going on here?
Exactly.
What have we basically sacrificed to try to get some of these wild populations back that hasn't worked?
Yep.
So I'm not saying, at the end of the day, wild fish populations depend on habitat. I mean, there's no argument there.
Yep.
It's no argument. It's habitat. But Portland municipalities and Vancouver and all these houses up and down, they ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
We got to do something. You guys need to go out, check
I
hatchery
want to
wild
know
coexist.
what rocks these people are living under that they feel like.
No,
it is, dude, because it's like, just like you just said, it's so interesting to me because they will fight the habitat thing to the end. And it's like, we all agree on that. We agree that habitat needs to be fixed. But every time it gets brought up, it's like, there is so many things that you look at. It's like, that is never changing. If anything, it gets worse every single day that America grows and our economy grows and the Pacific Northwest continues to grow. I mean, even the town that I currently live in, when I first lived in here, this town, there was one grocery store.
Yeah.
There's like 5 grocery stores now in the town that I live in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
At the end of the day, if we bulldoze every road and building and pack up and leave the Northwest and give all the habitat back to the steelhead, that's fine. But you know what? That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And there's definitely things. And with that said, there's things what we're doing positively, though. I mean, there's definitely there's a lot of habitat reintroduction. We're getting rid of culverts. We're doing things in the right direction. And I'm not saying we should stop doing those things, like in any shape or form. Like, go away, don't lose all that support for any of those organizations, and then jump into this. But also use this as a stepping stone to realize, okay, we're all sport fishermen. We want healthy and robust fisheries.
Absolutely.
We can get those without sacrificing wild steelhead and wild salmon populations. And we can do it. Unfortunately, I think a lot of the powers that be that kind of digested these studies back in 2002, 2003, 2006, that's been the status quo. We're trying to change the status quo. We're trying to bring attention. Hatchery and Wild Coexist, the campaign has already had some great wins, some fantastic wins to the Natural Resources Committee in Salem at Oregon, talking about the Santiam fish and the Lieberg hatcheries just last week. Just last week.
Yeah.
I mean, so we are. I mean, and this thing has just started.
Yeah.
So Dave Champ and the guys, man. I mean, hats off to them. They've got a good thing going, and they know how to do it at the legislative level. We need to give them help and get it at the ground level. And that's what we're talking about.
At the anglers, you guys out there, at the end of the day, all you people out there listening, you're the ones that can affect change and make the movement. We need these guys at the base level and at the legislation level, but we need all you addicts out there to support in every way, shape, or form that you can.
This is a well-rounded campaign, and for those of you guys who haven't, like I said, you're going to keep hearing this from us. This is something that we name it for, and we just this is what we're going to be behind. But go to Hatchery Wild Coexist on Facebook, and right now this week, and I know you guys should be listening to this podcast when the contest is still going on, we're giving away an edge rod right now, so just like and share it. All we're trying to do is just spread the word that, hey, this campaign is here, and there's going to be a lot more to come, a lot more videos, a lot more work. We're going to be doing membership drives down the road. Like, it's time.
And it's the real deal, too. I mean, this is something I think a lot of people can get behind, and I mean, it's got the goal that we've all been talking about. I mean, we've been talking about it for how long? This is what we need.
It's what we need, and then it's also being done. Like, you look at, Steelhead overall, it's a down year. But you know what? Where they've been doing these programs, and even in the minute scale that they're doing them, one of the rivers you particularly fish on, it's still way better than anything else going on. And then if you look at the tribes, which do it at probably a
much higher scale,
much accentuated scale, we'll call it, basically to the extreme. And look at what they got.
I mean, I'll tell you straight.
Proof's in the pudding.
I've been doing this for a long time on my river, and it's incredible. Not just like on a tough year. A lot of rivers struggled immensely, and on a tough year, and this is what we kind of wanted to see, from these brood stock. What are they going to do on a year when the fish aren't returning at a high or normal rate, And
bad ocean.
Yeah, and on a bad ocean, quote unquote, and the reality is
there's no quote unquote. Quit trying to act like the ocean wasn't bad. There was a giant.
It was. But there's also,
it's not an excuse, exactly.
Yeah, it's not an excuse. I'm just saying that this we still had returns even with the bad ocean. Certain places got good returns still. They all went to the same ocean, so there was bad
Exactly, I see
conditions.
what you're saying.
Yeah. There was bad conditions, but fish still, there was still supplemental returns in certain areas.
And a lot of those areas, if you go and look at them, coincidentally, wow, they
Yes.
have restocking.
Yes, and my river in particular, it was tough fishing. It was a down year.
Down year and conditions were
Conditions were terrible. We had low water all year. I think we only got rain one time. The river got over 7 foot one time all season. I've never seen that in my life.
Yeah, low water, frigid cold temps, stuff that fish just.
I was walking my boat down 100-yard stretches. I mean, because you can't get through it. You had to push the boat through. So it's not great, but there is plenty of fish. There was giant fish. I mean, fish. It's incredible what these things do, and I just hope that our angler group and our following or everyone gets involved. At the angler level, because that's where it's going to all stem from. Give these guys support.
Yeah. So www.hatchery-wild-coexist.com. We're going to work on that website with those guys.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I know it's a lot to digest, but hatchery-wild-coexist.com. Or their Facebook page. You can get all the information, all links there, and you can maybe win a very valuable fishing rod.
Yeah.
Yep. So, with that said, let's talk some springers.
Before we talk springers,
damn it.
we got to talk one more little small.
Sorry, guys. I tried.
Some more
steel
steel stuff.
thing
But
today.
actually, this is pretty dope too.
This is today. What is today? The 25th, 26th,
27th.
March 27th. So we're gonna say the date, March 27th,
Springers
just so
better get
we
good
know
soon.
you guys can see how good
Right.
Clint is at getting these things out quickly. Actually, we can't always blame it on Clint. So a lot of times he publishes them, and he'll message me and say, "Hey, the podcast is ready to get put up," and then I take like a day to get it actually put up.
So the truth is,
Can't blame it all on Clint. But regardless, March, whatever the guy just said. And we released our second trailer to our movie, Addicted Alaska 2 Winter Chrome Blend. So if you have not seen that or checked that out, please head over to our YouTube channel, Addicted Fishing, and look at that trailer. Pre-sale tickets are available now for the premiere of the movie, which is going to be in Portland, Oregon for the first premiere. And yes, I have a lot of you have asked. We are looking at other cities as well. Probably Seattle will be the next destination that we'll hopefully be able to do a premiere at. So,
and if that trailer doesn't get you excited, I don't know what does.
Check your pulse.
if you watch that trailer and you don't like it, you're just a hater.
Yeah.
You just don't like fishing. I mean,
Yeah,
to me, at the end of the day, you don't like fishing if you watch
But I
that.
don't
And
like
you
it
don't like it.
when you hook the steelhead.
Oh,
It hurts them.
Jeez. Please go check it out. We got a lot of time into this thing, and we hope you guys love it. We created it for all you addicts out there. So, Addicted Alaska 2 Winter Chrome Blend
Bam.
coming soon.
It's going to be good.
www.addicted.fishing.
Yep.
Springers.
Springing.
Like, how the hell did we
Springers.
we went off on a 10-minute tangent.
Yeah,
we
at
were
least.
talking
That was like
springers.
20
But then it
minute
reminded me
tangent.
what the actual date is, and now I'm kind of upset that there's not more
Right?
springers.
You know,
I
that's
know.
the
It's March
reality.
27th.
The reality
27th.
was 2 days ago I was kokanee fishing on the 25th.
Yeah.
That should tell you
Well,
something.
I
'cause
just-
that
There
right
ain't
there
I don't
is
know
like,
about
springers around.
You guys, but I got some memories popping up in Facebook.
right.
I think
It's disgusting.
I hooked 5 last year this
Yep.
time.
Yep.
Killed one of the biggest springers I've ever caught.
I will say though, last year I fished on the first day I fished was the 29th last year, and there was some fish caught.
You're
And
just
I
holding it
remember
tight.
the 2 days before that is when it really went off because I was steelhead fishing. I was like, oh man, I got to get out there. Like they're getting them. I was getting all these pictures sent to me, and so it's a little bit behind schedule, but I think they're coming. I think we'll see a
some of
push.
the reports I got today were a lot better than they had been.
Yeah.
People hooking at least multiple fish, not
Yeah.
just onesies here and there.
I get a gun him with 7 rods tomorrow.
The
I'm
31st, I'm
excited.
gunning them with 7 rods
Yeah.
too. So
Actually, I only fish 6 with 6
Me
guys.
too.
but-
I don't ever put a 7th
But either
out.
way, I could. Maybe I'll put that millennial prawn out the back. Just
Ooh.
let it ride.
let it ride.
I'll be out there this weekend for sure. I'll probably
You're
be
not
out.
shed
It's
hunting?
time.
No,
There
I'll
must
probably
be
be out.
snow on the
I'm
ground.
actually fishing with Jordan on Sunday, and then I was thinking for Springers Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
out there
Friday,
after.
for
It's supposed to
sure.
be like 70 degrees on Friday. It's gonna be
No
sunny.
It's gonna be
kidding?
nice. I'm gonna
Yeah.
bomb out there after
Yeah.
work too.
Oh, that's
probably.
Springer killing weather. 'cause
If
I don't
actually-
care what anybody says.
Are you? What time are you gonna be done that day?
We could just take your boat.
You can just hop in.
Good. Who you
What
going
day is that?
I was just gonna bring my boat out in the
Oh,
afternoon on
maybe.
Friday.
with? You just take my boat and I can go home and take a nap.
Ooh, Friday. I'm
Don't
launching.
talk about-
Actually, I'm going to be out there Friday.
Don't talk
I'm
about
launching my
afternoon
boat.
trips, man.
Should we do a
And
little,
it's a
little
secret.
live feed
We
action?
could do a little live feed, maybe.
let's keep in contact.
Yeah,
We're
because
distracting
I
all these podcast listeners are like, wow,
you guys
great.
shut the hell
These
up.
guys
I already
are
watched
just-
the live feed on Friday last week.
planning
We're
trips.
sitting here freaking planning trips.
We're
and these
missing
guys,
the point of the podcast.
these guys are out there listening like, dude, I want to get in on this. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing about fishing, though, man. It gets you all excited,
Yeah.
and new seasons come around, and if someone says something, it brings up something else,
and you're like, damn, I want to get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, those afternoon trips are my favorite.
Dude, they are. Sometimes
so
they can be
good.
super
so
productive.
productive.
And there's
I've had
nobody
some-
around.
That's why they
there wasn't until we just said that. So
Yeah.
now everybody's gonna
Actually,
And
fish in the
now-
morning,
now
it's great.
I'm gonna have a launch in the morning. Like, where is everybody? At noon, everyone comes out. Damn it!
A few years ago in the spring, whatever, probably 4 or 5 years ago, when the springers were
Those
like, coming
afternoon
back
trips were
freaking
worth
dialed.
it.
2015.
You can go out
Oh
and
my
bounce some
gosh,
fish.
dude! I remember going in the channel every afternoon and just freaking beating them up
Mhm.
with like 2 or 3 other boats in there. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that's some
So
incredible
don't go to
fishing.
the channel in the afternoon. That's where I'm at. Get out of there.
Mine, dude.
Beat it.
No, just kidding.
But
Just
shoot,
kidding.
you're right, though. I think it is kind of funny. It is kind of sad because, like I said, it's March 27th, and yeah, we can't fish the lower river. But part of me is like, okay, all those fish are swimming
Blessing.
through that lower river.
They're
They're
coming.
swimming right up to us, and you think that if there was a lot of fish around,
You'd be getting caught.
my
Yeah.
gosh,
The only crazy part is
No.
there is a ton of sea lions down there, though. Hammer.
Right.
Well, I
Still.
did just
They're
get
moving.
I got a phone call yesterday from a buddy that is in Astoria that's commercial, and he said that the sea lions are just wrecking the Chinook down there.
I bet they
And
are.
So that's
I'm seeing like pods
that's what he
of them.
told me from his commercial boat. He told me he's watching them just terrorize them. So,
Well, why isn't he terrorizing them?
well, because there's no commercial gilnet season, and that was his point. Like,
Oh.
when you don't have that, it's just open range.
Yep, you went there. So what we're saying is we need a 6-hour midnight to 6
Yeah.
a.m.
Commercial
fishery
season.
next week.
They at least run them off with their boats.
Oh, a little
Yeah.
bit. Something.
They have to use 15-inch mesh,
Yeah,
but they can be out there.
that's
Night
right.
vision.
21-inch mesh.
21-inch mesh. Yeah,
Jeez, you guys are just going off. Clint, you might have to edit this out of the
we
podcast.
love sea lions. No, don't edit it.
Don't
Leave it.
edit. This
No,
is
no,
good.
yeah. Well, I mean, you got to think though. You got to think that those fish, as they were probably nudging in,
Yeah.
they went right smack dab into 36-degree water. I mean,
And
that Columbia
slowed
was
right
cold.
up.
So
Yep.
yesterday on the Washington side, 42.5. Oregon side was more like 44, touching 44 degrees.
So what's the ocean temperatures?
the ocean temperatures?
It's
Would
gotta
be
be low.
the upper 40s,
Yeah.
low 50s.
Yeah.
I would think for this time of year,
Yeah.
but I've never
It's like
fishing
what
after
the,
I
this
know,
I was
you
year.
gonna say
never
it's
know.
like the opposite of fall when they nudge in and it's too warm. It's nudging in
Yeah.
it's too cold.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
well, I
so,
don't
I
think
mean,
it's
you're
too
right.
cold. I think they just come in and they immediately slow down in the
Yeah.
estuary. They start to enter, and it's like, I mean, if you've seen it acclimate a fish when you put a fish in the brood stock, you put them in there, and it's like it's almost shock to them.
Yeah,
they
but
come
you
out of
think
cold
they'd be
rivers.
smart enough to just run?
I
Come
know.
on, guys!
Let's see you run for
Yeah, but
150
why would
yards
they-
in 28
Yeah,
degree water.
run into the colder river.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Run
know.
away from
There's
the
been
sea
two
lions.
things. There's that. Okay,
That's what I meant.
possibly.
Like,
But there's been two things that really, add to the movement, like over Bonneville. It's like some dissolved gas. Kevin was telling me about it. I can't remember the nitrogen. Yeah,
Yeah.
when the nitrogen level, and that doesn't come up. Well, that doesn't get to the right level till the temperatures come up.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, when they see that level, and I can't remember if it's up or down. Well, I can't remember what level it is, but there's an indicator there that when that happens, those fish start.
And
They
then
start
also, when they release water from the dam, it creates nitrogen, which slows them down.
Which slows them down.
So if you get an overload of it, I believe it's nitrogen. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It gets too
It
much
was something
in the
with
water,
nitrogen,
it
but I
slows
could-
them down, and then at the right level, it makes them move. When it comes up to a certain level.
hey, we ain't scientists, but
Yeah.
we're trying to give you guys some.
But they can
some
correlate
of an
like
idea.
fish movement over the dam and fish
Yeah.
movement into the system
Yep.
with that
Mhm.
level.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
So when are we seeing that big flood? You guys
How
think?
about April 28th?
I was thinking like probably April 9th.
Oh,
April
the
10th.
spill
That's
program.
when they'll
Yeah,
just
so
start-
hopefully by the
It'll
time
probably
you
No,
go,
it'll be
Fourth.
next week.
I bet
That's
it's
when
it's
they'll
next
start-
week. It is next week. That's scary.
It usually starts the 4th or the 5th. Well, usually the 5th, because in the last couple of years we got till the 7th, and it's always you go out there after you smash them on the 5th, and it's
It's like Oh my
Dude, no
God.
one's catching anything. You get back to the dock, you look at your phone, you're like, oh.
Yeah, you look at the
came
dock
up
and
a
you're
foot.
like, the river's like 10 feet. It's almost in the
But
parking lot.
the river's been
Yeah.
on the rise. The river's been on a pretty steady rise for like last 4 days too.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
yesterday, it finally kind of crested out, at least at Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think I saw a few fish shot, caught a couple myself, and felt pretty fortunate for that. So don't go wrong. Well, by the time you're listening to this, maybe we're killing 10 and we're just not telling you.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
But regardless, the river was up on a rise.
Give me 10 springers.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it just gets me excited thinking about it.
I'm so hungry right now, too. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I
So,
just wanna
Cam,
eat a springer.
what's your plan? Are you going to be bait fishing? You going to
I'm
anchor?
gonna bait
What are you
fish.
gonna
I'm going tomorrow with. Dude, I've got like 6 dozen herring. Got some millennial prawns. Like I'm gonna go.
do?
Go
Dozen
I think when the
herring.
water comes up this year, I'm going to be
What are you in
making it.
Tomorrow.
You sturgeon fishing?
I mean, one thing I will say is like right now when the numbers aren't that
You're
high,
changing
like
all the
I've
time.
been using beta, like
Yeah.
really fresh bait. Almost, I wouldn't say every pass, maybe at the very no more than every other.
That's smart. Yeah.
Because
that's-
I mean, you're only gonna run in, you're only gonna run into a few fish. And what's funny is like the 6 fish that I've marked, I've like got 3 of them to bite. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it's you got to be there with bells on. So
Mhm.
it's definitely not. Now's not a time to just like I said, slap
Bring
the
a
worm,
dozen
slap the
out.
worm on there, and just troll around for 5 hours and pray. I think you gotta, you want to.
Why does my herring have no scales?
Yeah, you're not gonna
That's
get. You're
It's
not
all
gonna,
good.
Yeah, you're not gonna. When the opportunity presents itself, you better be ready.
Yeah.
Might as well
Yep.
come out looking
I
your
agree.
best.
Yeah. So I mean, so I've
And
been
that's-
running a lot of bait, but I mean, I've got a couple cases of herring, and the season only goes to October 10th, and
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll get into that quagmire of, hey, we haven't caught all our fish by April 10th, but because the water's been so cold, and there's only
Yeah.
like 44 fish caught or whatever, and it's like, so we still have like 3,200 fish to catch, but then they don't show up at the dam, so then the state doesn't extend it
Yeah, they're
because
not gonna-
they're
they're
like
gonna
worried,
wait.
but then the fish move, and then they open it in May, and then
It's
they're
over.
gone.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
have all those fish sitting right at the dam, and then they'll
Or
drop
they,
the water, and the fish will all go.
Yeah,
Straight over
and
the
they'll
dam, and they'll be
run
like,
over
"We don't know
there,
what
and-
happened."
Yeah, it's the game, but
You just get them
like I said,
upriver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's true.
Yep.
Nah, it's too far.
Just give it a chance,
Nah, I'll be smallmouth fishing by then.
right?
Dude,
Looking forward
we're
to
gonna
that.
have my boat
Oh,
this
we
year.
are.
But no, this
I got
week
bound out, too.
will be it. I think the next like 2-3 days will be telling of the season.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean,
I
the
do.
temperatures are up now.
I think so.
They just got. I mean,
You have super warm weather coming, which is going to make the temperatures
Right, and
Is
that's
it just for one day?
Yeah.
Or is it
No, it's a couple days.
and that's the
Okay.
thing. Like
Friday
when
and
you
Saturday
get
are
those
supposed to
nice
be really
sunny
nice.
days, like yesterday was one of those just nice sunny, like high pressure, stable pressure days. Like I
Yeah.
feel like those are.
I was kicking myself for not having.
See, now they
herring.
changed it, but it's so now you have tomorrow 66 and raining, but still pretty warm.
That's warm.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and then
It's warm
Friday
rain.
66 and raining, Saturday 69 and sunny, Sunday 69 and sunny.
So just pushed it
This
out a day.
weekend's gonna
Yeah.
be nuts.
That's perfect. That's
I
when
was
I start.
totally kicking myself yesterday for not having herring ready to just go home and just jump in the boat and go fish because it was so.
It was so
flat
nice yesterday.
and nice
Oh yeah,
and-
if it's raining on Friday, I won't be out there.
Oh,
Is
it's
that
supposed to be
noise?
sunny.
He melts in the rain.
Just made of sugar. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, we have pretty constant temps for a while. Nothing
What were
below,
the lows?
Nothing below 50.
The lows are starting to get to that point where you like them, like 40,
Yeah.
40 degree
Oh,
lows
yeah.
instead of 42s.
And that's huge.
I would have caught 20 steel instead of 10 if the lows were up because it was frost at my house this morning. Straight up, I walked outside and went, "What?" And I looked at the roofs and I'm like, "What the hell is this?
It got
Snow?"
cold. Yeah.
Dude, I left my boat down at the coast with all my rods in it because it was all warm, And I come back the next morning, my rods were like one solid sheet of ice, dude. Just like you couldn't even pull line off the reel. It's like I had to take them in the house and and take them into Dave's heater and put them in front of the heater for like 10 minutes.
Oh,
to get them all
that sucks.
thawed
It's
out.
definitely been a weird year. I know somebody that lives in
Yeah.
Bend and it was snowing there today.
So
Well,
It wasn't warm today.
Winter's
It
not
was
gone,
not warm.
I guess.
It was not. I was stealing
Yeah.
fishing
Thanks
all
a
day.
lot,
and it
Mr.
was
Groundhog. You're wrong.
It was chilly. Someone needs to go back and look at the Farmer's Almanac and see if they were right.
right?
Yeah.
So when the water goes up, or you're switching, you're not going to troll anymore.
No. You know what? The funny thing is, like we're having we do our live feed discussions and all that stuff tonight. And I was like, man, I don't have my anchor in my boat. I'm going home and putting my anchor in the boat because at
Mine's
the very
definitely
least, on
on
an
there.
outgoing
Yeah.
tide, if you can anchor up, throw some
Yeah.
bombers on those herring, just work. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd feel good about that.
Yeah.
Because I think and I will say the water clarity from Saturday to yesterday definitely tinged up.
Yeah.
It wasn't that emerald deep green where
Mhm.
You know, we were catching fish we were literally catching fish last week in 37, 40 feet of water.
God, that's
Jeez.
crazy.
And
That's nuts.
That's
yesterday, I'm just going to say we were considerably shallower. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Like, they were surprising, a little move. And the water didn't change like that much, but just enough
Just
to where
enough.
you barely noticed it. And those fish were like,
I think in
Not
that
there.
big river, it doesn't take much. You know, you get
No.
a small little color change and,
Right.
and even a flow increase in that river.
and
moves
what
at
you said,
such
what you
mass,
said right
you
there
know,
too is we had some bigger outgoing tides, and
Yeah.
the tide was moving. So
Yeah,
like
we
you
had
got
some
it.
bigger
You just
ones for
basically
sure.
had to treat it like a little river. Like, okay, fat, dumb, lazy Chinook.
Where are
He's
you
not
going to
going to
be?
sit out there and get blasted in 40 feet when
Mhm.
he can be inside the seam line,
Yeah.
whether that be at 30, 20, or 10 feet.
Yeah.
You got a nice soft incoming, and you
incoming-
could slide off, and but it's
The biggest thing I'm bummed about the whole lower river closure is the lack of anchoring spots. I know there's a ton of spots to anchor.
but
don't
it's
say
not
that
as
because
good.
I have a
There's
feeling,
just such good
that
ones
whole
down
Warrior
there.
Rock line is going to turn into an anchoring
There's
spot. here
just
real
such
soon.
Good anchor spots down there.
Never
That's what
thought
I'm
of
gonna
that.
miss.
Yeah, you like those, don't you?
Yeah, I
you
love
like them on
them.
the Oregon side,
Oh,
don't you?
God,
You
like you
filthy
showed me that
filthy little
spot.
boy.
You filthy little
Stay out, you
animal.
stay out of that hole.
Oh.
You stay out of there. Oh, so no secret. There's no secrets anymore.
I think if it gets high, I'm gonna bank fish it.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I think
No,
I'm gonna
I
bank
mean,
fish it because
Might be the best
consistently
way.
you see
Yeah.
bank fishermen just mop.
Well,
up
yeah,
on the
when
water.
it gets
think
really
about
high,
it.
yeah.
Bank fish, three spinning gloves,
Yeah,
three
exactly,
prawns,
exactly.
and just spread them out a little bit. You got
Yeah.
three good working baits
I'll
per
be bank
rod.
fishing.
Yeah. Smart move.
For
It's
sure.
not a bad, yeah.
And
Cork
you
of
want to know
herring.
what's cool about
There was
that?
one year when it
you
was
can
like
sit
that
there and
and-
do nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. You sit there and build a fire. It's
Yeah.
amazing. I love plunking.
I remember
fun.
one year when the bank fishing was so productive, there was guides doing it.
Yeah.
Pulling up their big old
Yep.
25-foot sled on the boat.
I
on the
remember
bank,
Get the hell out.
hopping
we're gonna
out,
catch a
get
fish
out,
today.
we're plunking.
Freaking
Yeah.
Kirby used to offer like bank fishing camping
Yeah.
trips and stuff on
I
the thing.
know,
It was so
yeah.
good back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things were cool.
Yep. Put
Someday
up his
we'll be
tent,
back
Yeah.
to
do
those
all that.
numbers,
Yeah.
those type of years again, because that was.
I think they're coming. You
good
know, I mean, I
fishing.
think we really are on a trend up, and
We
know,
have to be
absolutely.
for coho.
Yeah.
I mean, look at our coho, and if you look back,
Oh.
I don't know if anyone's done this.
I read
but-
that
I'm so
survey
excited.
thing.
Isn't
You
that
just talk
cool?
about that. Yeah.
So check this out. I look back at kind of like the history of our runs and like kind of where they're at. And anytime we've gotten over 700,000 coho back, we've seen in the next 2 to 3 years to follow.
Yep.
Insurmountable increase in Chinook.
2014 for coho,
Yes.
and 15 and 16 for Chinook.
Yes. So
Wonder why that
so
is.
it's I don't know, but I read that survey you sent me too.
Yeah,
That
so
was
for
neat.
those guys,
Yeah.
there's a cool little survey. They did some like high seas, Bering Sea, basically where the feeding grounds for a lot of our salmon go. And they just did like a sampling. They've only done it a few years now, maybe only 2 years.
2 years, I
2
think,
years,
yeah.
yeah. But what they found was that, generally like the most abundant species in salmon in the oceans are pinks.
Mhm.
And then it's followed by chum, then it's
Mhm.
followed by sockeye, then it's followed by coho, and then Chinook, because of how they are and they're kind of a deep water
Depth they
feeder,
travel.
they don't really catch those. They don't sample those, even though they are caught commercially. Blah blah blah.
Because they said their
in
nets
this-
only go to 160 feet or something.
Right,
like
right.
that.
So like
yeah.
they don't sample those Chinook. But
That's just in this particular study.
yeah.
study. Yeah.
But one thing that the study found this year was that coho were the second most abundant salmon,
And they were
behind
healthy.
chum, and they were healthy.
Extremely
They
healthy.
said big in there. So
Yeah.
They made it a point to say that there was a hell of a lot of them, and they were fatties.
Give me
yeah, it
Can
made it a
it be
point to say
July? Can we
So,
skip
I mean,
Springer season?
between-
oh, we're gonna smash.
between the jack counts, between that
Just start
study,
spawning
Yep.
spring
North
coho.
of Falcon. So I got to participate in the North of Falcons meetings.
Oh, you did?
last week. Yep.
Nice.
And so the Marine Area 1 through 4 take in Washington is supposed to be something like 200,000 coho. That's what the season's getting set for.
Oh my
It's
god!
dirty.
Last
Like,
year,
they think-
last year the Oregon Coast, our
Right.
opener was 3,200.
Get it done, boys.
Go ahead.
coming for
Well, that's also because they
Dude,
used
the
to plant.
twitching season
But that's
is gonna
also
be
because on the Oregon coast they used to plant 7
I'm freaking-
million coho.
I'm
and
gonna
now
have
they
to get,
plant
like,
300,000.
surgery
I
on
told you I
shoulder,
might
yeah.
be working Emmett, dude. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going after work.
Dude, the
every
twitching
day.
season's gonna be unreal.
Twitching.
I'm gonna twitch the big river.
I might
You know
just
what?
run
You know what's
down
really
there.
cool?
I
Since we're
want
talking
you to.
coho now and the fall season, one was really thing cool about this North of Falcon meeting. So I already know like probably what's going to be set for Buoy 10.
Mhm.
I already know what's going to be set kind of like for the fall seasons, at least below Bonneville. I mean, obviously it's all preliminary. They got to go back and do the final modeling. They bring it forth. Anyways, the state managers and everybody at the table said, we cannot go out on Chinook impacts. They actually put a buffer into the fall Chinook impacts just because,
Thank
God, could you imagine if we mess up the fall Chinook
And we can't
Yeah.
fish
and
for
then
silvers.
we sit on the bank when 905,000 hatchery cohos swim up the Columbia River?
Oh my God.
No.
You want to talk about peahawks and wild fish and all that crap? No, we need to kill those damn bastards.
Well, and here's what I've been
Kill them
saying
all.
since I heard that forecast. I've been saying it from the beginning. Everyone's like, "Oh, well, I don't care. Close Chinook fishing in Buoy
Right.
10. Close
Yeah.
it and give us
Right.
a 5-month fishery for
The
coho.
one saving grace,
or
you know, it's funny that the funny thing about the saving grace to Buoy
Tulies.
10, yeah, exactly. Lower
Yep.
River Wild, Lower
Yep.
River Bright, Lower River the lower river stocks are actually coming back decently healthy. It's
Yeah.
the Snake River Wild, it's the Brights.
So
And
now we're going to
literally,
flip the script on
the narrative is going to be like,
keep the Tulies.
hey, maybe don't kill that 10, 12
Long some
pound
chicken.
Bright.
Yeah.
You might. It's a management tool, and like
Yeah.
I said, and they.
Bonk.
And you know what's funny? I'll say this.
10-pound bright
Hey,
at
you
your
know-
my
you know-
boat. That thing's
I'll-
getting
I'll tell you what,
whacked.
though, I'll tell you what,
Sorry. They're giving us a
Hey.
season to let us
Hey.
kill them. If they didn't want us to kill them, they
True.
wouldn't let us.
True,
Yeah,
true.
there is some-
But there also might be a bunch of coho around. And what's funny too is even John North
Yeah, I'd
from
rather kill a
Oregon.
coho.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Tastes
right.
better,
And so
sure.
even John North from when they was talking about those numbers, he looked right at me. He goes, "Well, there's a bunch of seminars and stuff like that taught people what tulies are."
Oh.
He looked right at me and everybody laughed, and I was kind of like, I'm like, we're gonna have to change that narrative, aren't we? And everyone's like, oh yeah,
Oh,
I'm whack a
God.
tule, especially a hatchery one. I don't know, but we'll have to see all the numbers. Everything's
Yeah.
preliminary.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah.
I mean, and there's going to be some really drastic reductions in some of the Chinook fisheries. I
You
don't wanna
guys
be
that
the
are
bearer of
just
bad news,
listening,
but
you can't see it,
is-
but Marlon's over here getting tense and excited
Dude,
for
I'm
coho.
like
just
grabbing
like-
the grip of the chairs like coho
I am
switching.
that though.
Oh god.
I'm so
Coho's
sad
still
about
my
like
favorite.
what's gonna happen with like summer steelhead and like those.
Yeah, B-run steelhead is a freaking bad.
It's basically
bad,
nothing,
bad,
right?
bad, bad. Yeah, and the fact of the matter is too, like there's
Yeah.
even some not so positive, like, okay, let's just be realistic here. There's a lot of hatchery coho coming back. There should be some, commercial opportunity in the Columbia River, whether you believe in it or not.
Yeah.
The numbers are there. So there should be but the problem is like the mesh sizes they need in B-run steelhead, and even though there's just a few, like
Yeah.
the interaction is going to be bad, and so there's the honestly a lot of those fisheries and everything's been set. Just that's like the it's not going to be good. Like I think they're only
Yeah.
thinking like 8,000 back.
Holy
A
shit.
runners were like 115,000, but B runners were like minimal.
So are they gonna let
That's
us fish
bad.
for A-run steelhead?
All I know for steelhead is that there was going to be rolling block closures through the Columbia River, and
What about
my guess
summer
is
Chinook?
So Warrior Rock
No
down
summer
or something
Chinook.
like that.
No summer
nothing.
Chinook.
Like
nothing.
30,000 predicted or something, and then like I said, these numbers are preliminary, and I might be wrong. So don't hold my feet to the
Yeah,
fire. I'm
but-
doing this.
Or they might be wrong.
I
Like the
do
year
this.
like 900,000 sockeye returned, and they said none were coming back.
300,000, and they thought 90.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it
They were off by
does. It's hard to, what they're doing too is guessing to a degree, and so
It's what we have. We have, unfortunately, living below Bonneville Dam, we have to fish to forecast.
Yeah.
So it's like the forecast is what we have.
Yeah.
So, and if they're forecasting that there's only going to be 35,000 summer Chinook back, you can bet your ass we're not fishing.
yeah.
And I mean, it is what it
But in
is.
reality, why would you want to fish? I mean,
You're right. I mean, there's a little
There
bit
is
of
to
that.
a
the fish
degree.
get
We
to
are
gravel.
sportsmen. At the same time, we got to protect what we, that's.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Also,
can-
catch
I can
small. It's
small
bad. I mean, it's
fish or
sad,
wild
but
It
fish or-
doesn't
it's
sound
not-
like it doesn't sound. A-run
not
sounded
the
like
end of the world.
A-run sounded
Yeah.
like they were a little bit above the 10-year average.
I was gonna say because last
Summer
year wasn't
Chinook
that
were
great.
not, and B-runs. And my guess, looking in what that tells me is that there'll probably be steelhead closures in the Columbia like July, August, and September, at least for the area that we fish.
Mm-hmm.
So to get back to Springers,
Nobody said anything. This is me pulling it out of my ass. What's that?
to get back to Springers, what's the actual Springer forecast that we're
So
looking at
Springer
this year?
forecast to above Bonneville is only like 99,000.
Whew,
Yeah.
But the Willamette,
How many was
Yeah.
last year?
500.
well, predicted was one fudge.
150.
140 or something. I think.
140,
only
but
got-
like basically what we actually got last year was forecasted this year.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
and then also
We were
in the
like
Willamette,
50,000
you know,
Or maybe it was 110 was what we actually
yeah, I think
got.
that's something like that. And in the Willamette, it's very similar. Our forecasted return this year is our actual return last year, so it's very similar.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing about the Willamette though, like there's 50,000
yeah,
predicted. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's a bad number.
44,000 or 46,000, something.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean it's upwards. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is why I'd really like to be fishing my normal hunt below the channel in the Columbia.
I know.
Well, Nick
I
will
know.
probably kill about 1,000 of those anyway. So
Yeah, that's probably good.
Nick is going to be
Coming
just
for 'em.
Yeah, no shoot.
I know.
But that is true. They do
As
get
good
a
as it's
one-way
already been.
ticket all the way there.
Yeah, they got a one-way ticket to me.
as
Yeah.
good as it's already
Box.
been, I know you're going to be in there whacking them.
I
so.
know. I can't wait. It's gonna be
It's cool.
fun.
You should save us a seat.
Yeah.
I can't get up to where Nick
He's
fishes.
like, oh, it's
I can't
$200
get up to where Nick fishes until I put my prop on my damn boat. You gotta stop steelheading.
Oh, God,
April 24th. That's my last date.
that's when you're
That's
done.
steelheading.
They'll
That's
be,
what I'm
they'll be
like,
gone
well,
by then. You're good where you're
I have
at.
zero desire to go where Nick fishes and lose like 400 flashers on my
Yeah,
first
that's
roll.
true.
Dude,
That
so-
is true.
Nah.
Here's the funny part: is a lot of guys where I'm at, like they'll try it, you know. But,
yeah.
dude, it
Well, it's
takes
funny, so-
one pass. But I know right where everything's at, so I just go reel up to 12 on your
So
counter.
it's funny that you say that because
And
I know
then the
someone
guys
that,
behind you get
I know
behind
someone
you.
that fished with you, and the first troll through you snagged and lost 2 flashers.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
told me that, and I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's just where he fishes, dude. And he's like, yeah, but then the next pass we hooked 6.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah. It's
You know-
crazy
you
when
know,
it's good.
That
What's
was
funny
worth
about
the
that
$20
troll too
in
is like
flashers.
is you just have your guys reel up to like 3 on the counters, and sometimes on the real big snags, if you're like reel up to 3, it's
And
a
you still catch it.
and you watch that boat go right behind it, just
Dude.
mow every mow every flasher into the. Oh boy! Yep.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. And they see my logos and stuff, you know, so they follow you, but they don't realize I'm reeling my gear up over these things. And it's what it is. It's like giant pilings and like old school timber,
it's a
like
mess.
big root wads. And some of it comes up to like 6 feet, you know. So I'm like, I make sure my reel up right under the surface where you can see your flasher, and then the next boat right behind you thinks you're trolling.
And then they think you got bit for 20
You
seconds.
can hear just all their clickers, like just buried. And the worst part is it's all like soggy, wet log, and so your braid gets caught in it first, and then it buries the braid down into that wet log,
Oh,
and you just lose everything. There is no such thing as losing a leader up there. You lose it all.
I know some people that go, they
You
wait
keep
for the
JT
channel.
in business.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
they
that would
wait
be
for it to
money.
get super low, and then
Dude,
they go like
I got a
flasher
story
fishing.
for this. So one of my clients, I pick him up at his dock. You know, we fish a few times a year, and I pick him up at the dock. And one day I pull up to his dock, and he has, dude, probably 80 flashers hanging off his dock like wind chimes. And I'm like, so he comes down, and he's like, look what I did last night. He went down and he skin dove down on some of these logs, and he was getting 30 and 40 off of each snag. And I go, why are you putting them out there? They're going to get ruined by the sun. He's like, how else will everyone know where their flashers are? And I'm like, oh, I like it, dude. He's like,
That's so funny.
So he's like an evil son of a
oh,
gun,
dude,
isn't
he is too. It's just so funny. He's like, how else will everyone know I have their flashers? And I'm like, that's pretty badass. There's all these like custom ones.
So in other words,
I went through and I'm like, that's mine, and
we should
that's
start,
mine.
You know, I always
Give
said
me
it
a
was-
back.
He did. He brought them
I
down.
always said this with our bombers. We should start citing our bombers and our flashers if they ever find them
Right?
again.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
oh, God.
So I've been doing that with mine. I've been
I already know what yours have.
what?
You put the little red band on the bottom too.
Well, yeah, but now I take a Sharpie on every bobber that I fish, and I basically black out
Yeah.
everything that's on the bobber, and then I just put 80X on it. So if you find any bobbers that say 80X and they have no other
You know where
logos on them,
Marlon's
those
been
are
fishing.
mine.
that right?
Ooh, secret teller.
That's a good idea. Start signing flashers. I don't lose very many though, because I don't fish in that kind of crap.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what, I bet you I've lost. I bet you since I've, like, when I went up there and I really, number one, it's guiding it's tough because you got to have people
gotta be
that
on the ball.
are watching their rods, and
Yeah.
if they drop down too far, every single thing on the bottom will take your flasher, or your lead. So you just got to really
Sounds
make sure. Yeah,
Yeah, that
you
sounds
really
like a
got to make
blast.
sure. Well, yeah, when you got 10 dead sprinklers in your boat at the end of the day, it is fun.
I was gonna say the first
I
time
remember
the first time a guy brought me up there, This is probably 8 to 10 years ago. Probably the same guy you brought you up there.
Maybe.
We go up there and we drop in 3 rods, and he goes, yeah, I gotta be careful to get a snag. And so I'm like, okay, well, the water is just muddy and high. And
Yeah.
It looked like crap. Looked like Hershey syrup. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna run a prawn spinner. He goes, oh, they don't bite prawn spinner up here. I'm like, there's Springer, they bite prawn spinner. I literally dropped down, thought I snagged, and I'm like, oh, I'm already snagged. And I literally tried to thumb it and break it off. And it was a freaking fish.
Yeah.
And I hooked him in the first 5 feet.
Dude.
And then we lost 55 liters and 3 flashers.
And that's what happens.
We caught springers.
Yeah, that's what happens. You'll be trolling. You'll be like, "Oh, you're hung up. Oh, never mind.
Nope,
it's a fish."
never mind.
I mean, every time, dude. It's just
I remember
because
the
you're
first time you
on
were posting
edge.
those pictures.
Yeah,
The first time you were posting those pictures, like, what is he doing?
yeah,
Is he like twitching them or something?
dude. I remember except for
Because he was like,
I had my bass
No,
rod.
smacking
in the-
someone, yeah.
I had my bass rod in the
Yeah,
picture, and
and you
everyone
were
was like,
just
"What is he
whacking him.
doing?" You know,
Yeah.
and they all
Everybody's
made
trying-
all these assumptions. and
everybody's
I'm
trying
like,
to figure out what he's
You know what
doing.
we do is we put a Brad's kokanee dodger.
Yeah, yeah, right, dude. Next thing you know, everyone would be out there trolling them things.
People probably out there on his logs
Yeah.
twitching the
Yeah.
next day.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
dude,
gosh.
yeah.
Could you imagine?
You couldn't switch in them logs, dude. They'll take your pole and everything. That's funny.
Oh, that is awesome.
But I'm excited. Spring
Yeah, as I
season's
say,
on
regardless,
us.
we
and-
got
Yeah,
some
hopefully when you guys
good
listen
stuff
to this,
coming,
you're seeing
hopefully.
guides post 4 pictures. Fish
Yeah.
everywhere. and-
Hopefully you guys are out whacking
Yeah,
them by the
we're
time this
whacking 'em.
podcast comes out.
I just
so.
think everyone needs to stay positive. I mean, we go through peaks and valleys in this fishery, and you can't give up on the fishery, and
No,
you
you
can't
can't.
give up on the
Nope.
fish. And you know, we gotta. This is the cards we were dealt, and like so we gotta just kind of roll with it.
At least we still get to fish.
Yeah, yeah.
Could be below before 2000 when you guys
Yeah.
weren't.
Yep.
You guys were all youngins.
That was
Mhm.
before my time, but I've obviously heard the stories. Not being able to fish
Yep.
springers.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, just I think we're on the upturn though. Like you see all this, just little things. Even if we get one run back at a time and we start, hitting these things,
Well,
I think it's going to be.
At least you got
As long as
something to look
it's
forward
Coho, because I'm going to sluice those
At least
things
you got
for
something to
literally
really
5
look
and a half
forward to.
months.
I might have to go get a
late
pump.
June till early December is going to be a
You're gonna
Coho
see a little-
slaughter show.
Dude,
Feel the real boat coming up your river.
Then he's got to get a jet on. He's
Running
got
it
to
down.
learn how to
He's
learn how to drive a jet.
That's what he just said. I'm getting a bump.
Hey, my old boat was a jet.
Let's
I had
do it.
for years.
Let's do it. It'll be fun.
You should have kept that thing. That'd be
I
perfect.
know, I'm stupid.
That's fine. Cameron will be camping with you at Big Dave's next year.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're talking about doing
He already
that.
knows that.
I had this guy run me down the river. Okay, so I tell you what, man, we have been all over the place on this podcast, but I don't know.
It's been a fun one. I've enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys out there listening
We're getting
have.
excited. There's a lot of good stuff. It's not
Yep.
all doom and gloom out there.
Yep.
We got Hatchery and Wild Coexist, Coho runs, Fall Talk,
Yeah.
Nick coming up and sluicing my rivers talk, and
You know, when the,
Springers-
season, when,
the
when
springers
the
are coming.
fishing's not that good, you can come enjoy a badass movie.
Yeah.
oh,
I think
that's
Alaska
right.
too.
Yeah, we got some bass fishing,
Check it out.
walleye fishing, kokanee.
There's a lot to
man.
do. We live in the
That's what
Northwest.
you need to start doing, man.
I know.
Kokanee
I need
fishing.
to get that
We live
dialed.
in the Northwest. There's tons of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm looking
absolutely.
forward to like those 3 weeks where I just go up there and just beat
Yeah.
on a stupid kokanee,
And
and
like you
it's
said,
5
bottom
minutes
fish.
from my house. What?
Bottom fish.
Bottom fish.
Yeah,
That's,
that's a
another big one.
blast.
Yeah. That's so much fun.
Yes.
I mean, there's just so much opportunity.
Smallmouth, walleye,
Yeah.
bottom
Just
fish.
get out there,
There's
get out there,
tons
get
of
in the
stuff.
outdoors, get fishing. That's what we try to promote. Hopefully, you guys are out there having a blast. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, tap the little subscribe
Thanks, guys.
button. Tap it.
Tap taparoo.
We'll see you guys on the river.
Tap-
See you on the river.
See you on the river, guys.